What's going on, y'all? This is Janard here at Revolution Chiropractic with my friend, my chiropractor, Dr. Peter Camiolo. How you doing, Dr. Pete?
Doing great. Good to be with you.
I'm glad to be here. There's so many questions that I wanted to ask you since coming here and really having my health improved and being able to function closer and closer to 100% every day. I'm getting back what I've lost in life, so I'm happy about that, Dr. Pete. But I know, like many people, when I heard about, the practice of chiropractic, I don't know if it came from, I feel like I saw some Bugs Bunny cartoons where there was a doctor cracking somebody's back, it just always seems so like, I don't know about having my back worked on and cracked and popped. And of course, I didn't really have a full understanding. So I just want you to let us know, what is chiropractic?
Well, I think most people have a kind of a conception in their mind or understanding very similar to you. Maybe they saw a cartoon or a TV show or just heard it from somebody in their family. What chiropractic is really is it's actually one of the oldest healing arts, natural healing arts. It's been since the late 1800s. Chiropractors have been really focused on just building healthy people, helping people just stay healthy, really through taking care of people's spine and nervous system. So when you kind of refer to the cracking of the spine, what chiropractors do, what they're trained in, is really in helping people build and maintain healthy spine and nervous system. That's really the purpose. And so that's really what we do. So if I can actually just demonstrate, it's probably going to be the easiest thing. This is just an example of the human spine, and you have one, I have one. Everyone who's listening obviously has one of these, and this is actually, thank God for it, because this plays a key role in you. And it's really, fundamentally, it is the core of your body and really your health, because the job of your spine is to protect and house the nervous system, the brainstem, the spinal cord, which actually sits in between each one of these vertebrae. Some of these vertebrae have 12 articulations, meaning they have 12 different joints that have to move just perfectly for us to, let's say throw a football, or to even walk or jump up out of bed, to turn and, say hello to somebody. All these joints have to be moving well. But even greater than that, this spine has the function of actually housing and protecting your spine. And actually, if you see it on the poster here, to the right as well, this is actually just an example of what that does. And so the spine actually protects and houses those organs that you can see there, because the nerves that exit from the spine go to those organs. So essentially what chiropractic is really about is keeping your spine healthy, but keeping the nerves free so that they can continue to go to the organs to keep them healthy and well, therefore helping you or whoever is receiving the services to reach at their highest potential or function at the highest level. So really it's about restoring people to proper function and healing, help people heal themselves even better. So
okay, awesome. So how long, if I may ask, have you been practicing as a chiropractor?
I've been practicing for 3 years, and I began actually in Minnesota, which is where I studied chiropractic, and then I moved to New Jersey, and I practiced there for a year with another doctor, and then we moved to Murfreesboro, and I've been practicing here for the past year and a half.
Okay, I'm glad you moved here. I'm glad.
It's good to be here. We're in the right place.
You are. Now, what made you make the decision to study to be a chiropractor?
For me, it came to a crisis in our family. I had a brother who, growing up, was very sick, and of course the traditional, model of healthcare is what we followed. Our family, my mother and father, taking my brother to the doctor regularly. He suffered with very common things, but for him they actually were common things for some, but for him his body just got really, really sick. Like for example, you and I may have been sick, with seasonal flus or maybe a sinus infection here and there. My brother dealt with chronic sickness. I mean, he was always dealing with sinus infections, always dealing with asthma and headache. He just had issues that just progressively worsened, and he suffered with that really from the age of 7. So it really started in childhood, and it progressed all the way through his even into college. And it was actually during his college time that he got really, really sick, and he ended up through different doctors and different diagnoses, really being told he really had only 6 months left to live. And it was during this that we really hit rock bottom, our family, and with my brother, really a crisis in our home. And I watched this when I was a child all the way up to, when my brother was 18, I was 16 or 17 at the time, because we were best friends growing up, and I was very sensitive to all of this. And it was during this time they ended up going to several different doctors. One doctor actually was in Mexico. They went to a natural healing hospital that works with cancer patients called the Gerson Institute. Then they ended up going to a chiropractor. And just because my mom had nowhere else to go, she really was a last resort. She had no idea what chiropractic was for. She thought it was for back pain, or some sort of a pain. And my brother didn't have that. He just had lots of health issues. And she finally brought him in there, and he had his life completely transformed. It saved his life.
Wow.
And that was 15 years ago. My brother is still alive today, and now he's in ministry. He has a ministry of his own, and so he's doing great things in his life. He was a patient of mine, but when I saw this happen, it totally changed my life, and it changed what I felt was God's calling for me as far as a purpose and a mission, was to go out and try to spread that message. Because if my mom had known when my brother was a child, even when I was a child, that she should have brought him first to the chiropractor to get him checked before putting him on all the medications and everything else, we could have saved ourselves 11 years of misery, a lot of money. My dad spent tens of thousands of dollars on my brother's health to no avail, until they finally ended up changing his lifestyle and getting his body healthy and well, and his nervous system healthy and well, and getting to the root of the problem.
Awesome, awesome. And so your brother is a living testimony.
Yeah, and he's still alive, and he still inspires me, and we speak regularly. And again, he was a patient when I used to practice up north. Still goes to the chiropractor regularly, still focusing on his nutrition, everything else that he's been learning that he had to do to get his body really healthy and well.
Okay, so now Dr. P, let me ask you, who is a chiropractor for? Is a chiropractor for everybody? There might be somebody that says, well, I've never had any back problems or any posture problems or anything. I don't really think I need to go to a chiropractor. Who is a chiropractor for?
You have two different types of people. You have people who are into preventative care, and then you have people who really kind of just wait till things go wrong and then they respond that way. Mm-hmm. Chiropractic has really fallen into, in many cases, the response to a health crisis. For example, you had a disc problem, you have bulging disc or herniated disc, you went to a chiropractor to get adjusted. Mm-hmm. You had a headache or neck stiffness, or you were in a car accident or a sports injury, you ended up at a chiropractor. That's one thing that people go to chiropractors for. But really what chiropractic is really about is a very vitalistic model of health. And it's really about helping people build a healthy body totally from inside out, looking at all dimensions of their health, mind, body, and spirit, connecting all three dimensions and helping people have full understanding and knowledge about how to be healthy and well. So it's more about really prevention than it is about treatment. And that's actually really what chiropractic is about. It's about helping people prevent disease, build health, and live a long, healthy life. And that's what our mission is to help people do that and achieve that. So really, as chiropractic, who could it be for? It could be for anyone. Anybody who wants to be healthy, anybody who wants to prevent disease, anyone who wants to even treat a problem that they have can be oftentimes helped through chiropractic. And just as an example, we have patients who are infants, we have patients who are sports athletes, we have patients who are moms who are pregnant, we have patients who are in their 90s, retired, you name it, all the way across the board. Some people suffering with very serious problems like cancer, and some people with bulging discs, some people with multiple sclerosis, and some people who are just triathletes and they love to run marathons and they just want to stay healthy. So you name it, and we can help them.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, so you talk about prevention, and something that you had said, Dr. Pete, that really, it was a neat way of viewing it. It really put some things in perspective for me. You were talking about a lot of times people have organs that are removed because a doctor, someone tells them they need to remove them because they're not working. Mm-hmm. But then you brought up an example similar to like if you buy something, a toy race.